So, different crimes can be classified as follows: violent crime, property crime, crimes of mortality, people and public order, organized crime, and hate crime and terrorism, white collar crime, and corporate crime. So, there are three kinds of murder, like first degree, second degree, and manslaughter. Rape has now been termed as sexual assault. Husbands are also included it in raw. Previously, husbands were not there. There are three levels of assault: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Most common is level 1, followed by level 2, and least common is level 3. There are two types of robbers: commercial robbers and street robbers. Break and entering is entering someone's property with an intention of committing a crime. There are two levels of theft, which is a non-violent crime. Theft under $5,000 Canadian and theft of $5,000 Canadian. Fraud is also a theft. Now I will talk about post-internet. Two types of non-violent crime: identify theft and identify fraud. Prostitution. Uh, Prostitution was illegal in Canada, but it has now been made illegal since 2014. Drug use and drug-related crimes are more common in young people, and but in percentage does not change even after cannabis use made legal. Organized crimes is done by organized criminal groups like hate crimes, extremism, and terrorism are done by terrorist groups. Uh, Crime is a social construction, and definition of a crime and criminal law change over time. There may be consequences about certain crimes in crimes like homicide. There is less agreement around mortality based crimes such as drug use and prostitution. Uh, Sociality is final on the decision as which is types of behavior are considered harmful or criminal. Definitions of crime and criminal law change over time in response to things like changing cultural and attitude and significant events, and also advantage in technology. And Canada has undergone several several changes in the past decade affecting the illegality of same sex marriage, cannabis use, cyberbullying, and hate speech. Finally, uh, criminal law is also influenced by politics and ideology. Law also become effective on the basis of public perceptions. Some laws become harmful to society, such as default credit swaps that caused the 2008 financial crisis are perfectly legal. On the other hand, s- some act that causes minor harm, such as occasional drug use, are considered as criminal. Uh, criminal uh, c- uh, Criminal law is socially constructed politically entity and becomes effective when a consequences is reached among different stakeholders. Uh, Now people can be confused with crimes rates such rates as media, including politicians, have misleading answers. FBI has been collecting crime rate data since 1930. Every year it's published, and it is been public domain that anybody can look. But still the crime rate is misleading because it gives different data after using different filter such as time, place, percentage of population, etc. For example, murder rate is declining in the US since 80s. Per 1 lakh people, the murder rate were 9.8 in 1991, and 4.9 in 2015. But murder rate in 2015 has been increased 10% from 2014. It is worrying in cities like Chicago, but still the murder rate is declined since 80s and 90s. But comparing Las Vegas murder rate has been doubled in 2016. Is it to be noted that the time period taken in consideration in the comparison in just 3 months? 3 months, people just catch up information as what media is saying. This kind of media and information exposure uh, was not they were back in 60s and 70s. So today, in spite of the fact that crime rate is declining, yep, people think that the crime rate is increasing because of media. And moreover, nobody remembers what used to be happen 60 years ago unless media tells it. Moreover, media wants to play safe and keep on creating sensations. So it is better to say in headlines that murders have been doubled instead of saying that the murders have been doubled yet it is 30 years low. Nonetheless, it is important to study media images because for majority of people, these images represent most of the information they receive about crime and justice. Uh, this media most is the most important and powerful source of perception regarding crime and its aftermath that means whether the crime is punished and the aggravated person gets justice or not. The best thing is that in spite of the fact that people may have been misinformation about the crime and justice, it is impossible to find a person who does not have an opinion about what should be done about crime and how it should be handled, whether we need more policies or longer sentences, etc. People opinions regardless of how they are informed and have an impact on politicians law and policy. uh, Here criminologists have an important role to play. They have been detailed information about crime. On the basis of that, they can do analysis that can enable a critical sentence and can also uh, help to educate the general public about crime and justice, so their perception can be clear and correct and not affected by sources that work for their own benefits. Statistics is an important subject that can be informative as well as misleading to people considering how it is presented. Statistics is a powerful tool that can help people in many fields such as advertising, marketing, and criminology, etc. Many cases in which it was impossible to find a culprit were solved by the help of statistics. But people lie, mislead, and misinform with the help of statistics. Interpretation of percentage, which is important in statistics, can be done in such as manner that people can be misleading. Media use the misleading information for their own benefit. If something is increased from 5% to 10%, it is said that it has been increased 5%. Instead, media says that it has been increased 100%. If three things are correlated, it does not mean that there is a direct correlation. How weather increase heart strokes? It doesn't mean that heat strokes increase ice cream sales or ice cream sales increase heat strokes. St- uh, Sometimes a party of data is highlighted to cook up a story. Today, data is manipulated to affect the uh, outcome of an election. So, this is the overall week two notes of notes from my observation. I talked about violent crime, property crime, crimes of mortality, public order, organized crime, and hate crime and terrorism. and white collar crime and coping in this video. Thank you. My name is Joshan and my roll number is 0449.